being in nature and the forest, it's like an art, you just have to be there and without any kind of intention or planning. And when people there, my clients, learn this kind of attitude, to watch nature silently and to trace its effect on us, without any effort. So they are open for new experiences then. And the more the client or we too let nature act on us, the more mindfulness we are becoming. And the more mindfulness we are moving, walking in the forest, in nature, the more differentiated we will perceive nature. It allows us then to have a direct and free contact to nature. So I would just like to tell you something about my person, who I am and where I work. I have my own little practice. It's a psychological and systemic consultancy, meaning I'm viewing the person as a whole in its whole environment. And I'm a forest and health trainer, like a forest guide, and also a mediator. Mediation is a structured conflict resolution procedure. Then also I do communication training in companies, like also supervision with people. And I'm trained to work with traumatized people, especially those with refugees, which is a very, very intense work, but very nice to see when people recover. I had one lady from the Sudan. If I think of her, I would dare to go with her into the woods because she has achieved a status of being quite strong. And I can estimate her as, I can handle her outdoors too. Because, triggers, you never know what triggers cause in a person. It can even be for a therapist very challenging. So I would be, let's say, careful and attentive even to my personal self. So I need to know I can handle the person outdoor. I love to put my indoor consultation to an outdoor consultation, like a walk, a talk session. And basically, it's important that the client before knows that we have a good relation based on trust, and that the client knows he or she can rely on me. So, and I also need to feel safe to go out with the person into the forest, to transform the indoor consultation outdoor. When I know the person, and I know that we have mostly in the first or second session, at least, mostly in the first session, there is already a basis. I know I can work with the person knows, okay, I can trust her, I can rely on her, I can open myself. So then I know after a couple of sessions, this could be a good offer for the person to be more open, to let the inner out, to be more free, to sometimes, especially with shy persons, because sometimes the face-to-face conversation like we have now, it's frightening for some people, or it's hindering them to open themselves more. And when we go into that walk and talk session very slowly, it calms them down in the forest too. I mean, all the environment, the biodiversity and everything plays a role, but the main thing is the relation we have. And then the person can open itself, her or himself, and say, I do not have that direct eye contact. I can focus my thoughts of what is really on my mind, on my soul, on my heart. And sometimes it's like a dwell, things come out, So it's for me also very often a surprise how people can react in nature. If I do forest bathing, I would differentiate it from my consultation. When I have groups, offers that I'm holding in a community college or something, that are not known people to me, and it's mostly for prevention. It's not a rehabilitative context. So they come wanting to learn mindfulness-based exercises, learning to activate all their senses again, coming down. But very often you can also see afterwards a consultation process could develop, because by that they discover, oh, I didn't know that deep in myself there is something I maybe should have been treated.
This exercise is a kind of art, nature art. All participants received a wooden frame. You can also do that with a paper frame. And it's now up to the participant to look at different perspectives individually of nature. So they put or throw slowly the frame on the floor, and they envisage what they see, what kind of picture they discover from nature.
This could, let's say, forest bathing then could be the entrance for them to a consultation process. It does not have to be, but it can happen, you know. It's not the intention of it, but it can. I think for the forest guide, a very important, let's say, necessity even is that he or she brings a lot of empathy for the people that are coming to forest bathing. People that come, no matter whether it's they were in therapy or they will go into therapy or consultation, they need to feel fully accepted, respected, and acknowledged, you know. And you transfer this as a forest guide with the welcoming, warm, accepting atmosphere. Even you don't have to say a lot of things or being very nervous, or it's just how you present yourself. People feel if they can trust you, if they feel accepted by you, and then the forest bathing can go in this or in the other direction.
This exercise is the embracing tree exercise. Taking a deep breath, getting into contact with the tree and the nature. And calm down. Each participant has chosen his or her tree she or he wants to embrace and get into contact with.
I think the forest should offer me, if I can say offer, because I think the nature, the forest is just a brilliant gift we all have. So what it as a minimum should offer is biodiversity of different kind of trees and plants as a minimum, not too much. And in addition, I would love places with kind of water dwells or areas. So from the sound, but also from the view. So not too dark. The forest should not be too dark with a lot of conifers, for example, that keep away the light. So you need to have a kind of, even it's a forest, the view through. And we should have also a ground, because we sit on the floor very often with the seat mats I bring with me. The ground should be quite soft. I discovered it has an effect because it's like, you know, feeling home. To measure whether forest bathing has been successful or not, I'm not using questionnaires. So it's just like, you can say descriptive telling. And I can see before and the after development of the people, of the clients. And well, if I have a group just for 3 hours forest bathing or whatever, it's very on a low level measurement. I can see, they can tell in the reflecting ground, so descriptive telling. If I go with my clients, which they are with me for a longer period, mostly, we always have a checkup in between, like, reflecting and checking up whether the order they gave me when they came to me is still the same or has changed, how their status is. What I implement are kind of tools I also use in consultation. I take advantage of the nature, I would say, and it has to be very intensive, seeing what can I use from nature with those kind of people. With the forest bathing, I'm always prepared with my exercises. I prepare for the people, but meanwhile, when I see the group is behaving differently to what I have expected, I have to be very spontaneously activating something else, or concentrate on the group and feeling what the group needs now, not sticking to my plan I have prepared before. So I use the nature itself too, like the smell, the view, what is lying around. I work with the nature. I take tools from the nature, branches, leaves, whatever, moss, and implement this into the forest bathing if necessary. And in my consultation, I take from I call it my little treasure box, my tools with me, like ropes, boxes, balls, whatever I can. I always have my rucksack packed with those things, and will also act spontaneously with my client to see what is now needed. I do work with, well, it has nearly started, with a company called Waldwohl. And this company is trying to support all those forest trainers, forest and health trainer, what I am. So this is quite new, and we just start. We are just in the process of getting started and implementing all those offers into their program. So we have a plan, and you tick a box when you can offer your forest bathing thing. This is this whole company, Waldwohl, and concerning Lower Saxony. And in Germany, I think it's like exploding forest bathing. You can see everywhere, nearly. What I think is not that nice, I would say, that sometimes people just have a one-day course in forest bathing, or they just offer forest bathing, because I think it's not fair towards those people, because there's just more behind of knowledge, and you have to have an experience. So in the northern part and in the southern part of Germany, Bavaria especially, I worked with the University of Munich and the Kneipärztebund. This is where I had my training. They do a lot. And there's a lot of studies doing that, and exploring how efficient is forest bathing. And there are many evidence-based studies telling that there is a lot of success concerning depression, anxiety, cardiovascular system, respiratory system, diseases you have. So it's very well known as a rehabilitative and preventive concept. My dreams, my wish, my hopes for the future, let's say it like that, concerning the forest bathing and my consultations, is to transfer more and more my personal consultations from indoor to outdoor, and to offer even more forest bathing to people, because I know it's a lot of help for the people. And the main aim is to enable people in general, to make them independent, actually, from me as a therapist, and to allow them to learn to help themselves, to learn to have a lot of tools they can treat more or less themselves and use nature, the forest, before they go and need to have medicine or whatever. So, and I would love that people respect the nature more, and that there is more awareness of the nature, not wasting, devastating the nature by spreading waste or whatever. And cutting down pollution is one of my aim too. It's not my personal aim, but I mean, in the politics, I wish it happened, and that there could be more supportive activities to save the forest. This is on the upper level. So this is what I hope could happen.